to our MC, Vernon Ray.
It's time for the final contest of the evening. Fantastic show brought to you this evening by TM14 Promotions in association with Mo Pryor. Live and direct on FightZone. We have had a cracking show here tonight down here at York Hall. We hope you'll be seeing you again next year in February. February the 3rd, I think I'm right in saying. So on we go. Bout number 9. 8 rounds of boxing in the welterweight division. Introducing to you first, making his way to the ring, boxing out of the blue corner this afternoon. Let's make some noise, let's make him feel welcome, Darren Tetley. And his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring as an undefeated professional boxer. Let's hear it for Elliot. So, ladies and gentlemen, our final bout of the evening. 8 rounds of boxing in the welterweight division awaits us. Introducing to you first, boxing out of the blue corner this evening. On the scales, 149 pounds and 7 ounces. He has the white trunks with the lime green emblazoned of them. He is all the way from Bradford in Yorkshire. Ladies and gentlemen, Darren Tetley. And his opponent, facing across the ring this evening, he is boxing out of the red corner. On the scales, 149 pounds and 5 ounces. He has the grey trunks with the burgundy trim and his name emblazoned across the waistband. He is an undefeated boxer. 7 contests, 7 wins, 3 by way of big knockouts. He is from Sidcup in Kent. He is Elliot. The man outside on the bell is John Smith, and the third man inside the ropes looking after things, Sean McAvoy.
So here we go, the final bout of the evening. What an incredible card of boxing we've had here. The crowd have been treated, as have we here at ringside, in our very privileged position of watching these incredible fights so close up. We really have had a bit of everything. What does this one have in store? Well, we can tell you that Elliot Whale had a pretty incredible amateur career. He's been in with the best, the likes of GB Star, now pro, of course, Luke McCormack. He had a really good amateur career. He feels a little bit disappointed, though, in the way that things have transpired in his pro career. His last out in October, the 26-year-old, and he was inactive for a period of time due to MTK, because that was the promoter that he was with, and of course when they folded it made things really difficult for him contractually, and it limited his opportunities. And I've heard him saying that he was really frustrated, that he feels he should be up there with the guys that he was mixing with in the amateurs, who he's now seen their careers absolutely take off. He wants to be in there in the mix. He feels like he's been held up, and he really wants to crack on and get the wheels in motion now for heading where he wants to go, Sunday.
Well, the York was the place to do it. So, you know, and he's got a good opponent in Tetley. I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, and Tetley, of course, 22-5-0, TNT Tetley. He's had 9 stoppages. He's been stopped twice himself. He's 30 years old. He's quite a character. And another interesting thing is how differently people take their ring walks. Elliot Whale, all about the business, just walked straight to the ring, no messing. And Tetley, slightly different. He was sort of waving to the crowd, smiling to the camera and so on. So very different characters out of the ring. How will they express themselves within it? Of course, Darren Tetley boxed Echo Esserman at Wembley last April for the British Commonwealth and IBO European titles. He lost that one on points. Made his debut actually against Kev McCauley, which those who watch boxing regularly, had 251 bouts. He was a very experienced journeyman, but he says he doesn't like training, but he loves the fighting. He hates training and making weight, does Darren Tetley, but loves fighting. So. And after his last fight, his last out here at York Hall in September, it was a real dust-up with Steve McKenna, and he lost. It ended in the 6th round, but he was badly marked up after a very swollen eye. And in the interview after, he simply said, yeah, I took loads of shots, but I absolutely love fighting. So let's see what we're making of this in the early stages, Spencer.
You know what? Like, if you look at what Will's doing right now, he's very composed. And you can see this is very thinking, because Will also realizes that even though Tetley's got the 5 losses, he's had 27 fights. He's a very experienced man. He's been in very good competitors and opponents. So he can't take any chances. And you can see he's not taking any chances, but he's laying off hard shots, but he's getting back to return. Good exchange of punches there by both men here.
It's a shame Tetley doesn't like training, because whenever I hear a fighter say he doesn't like training, I always feel that he's never gonna fulfill his true potential, you know, and that may be what has stopped him.
You hear it, don't you, though? People, I loved it. And don't get me wrong, it's hard, isn't it, when you're really being pushed to your limits, but that's what I loved about it, that challenge. Absolutely. Maybe not always during the rounds, I have to be honest, but after, it felt good, and certainly that's what you want to know you've put in.
Yes.
Fight, but he does love a scrap, and this is a really good matchup between these two, as we expected. It's not completely taken off this, but it could well do, and if it does, we'll be in for a real treat from these two.
Well,
good shot there from Wales.
It's taken off in the technical aspects, though, because they're letting off hard shots.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
Now, this is definitely a good fight.
Yeah, we were looking forward to this one. As it happens, we've been treated to something different and something special in every single fight. This one, 8 rounds, so this round, you know, somewhat also will be a feeling out round, Tunde, won't it? We don't expect them to go, you know, erratic and manic. Experienced fighters like these in an early stages of an 8-rounder.
What's most interesting to me is that it's very rarely you get 2 southpaws fighting an aggressive fight. Oh, that was a clean left.
Yeah, they are known for being those annoying back foot fighters, aren't the counter punches. But these two are meeting fire with fire, and it's good to see a nod of acknowledgement from one to the other, and a show of respect that each other acknowledging, yes, we are in for a fight, and that's what we were hoping.
You know what? When you look at that, that's a very good exchange by both guys in that round, right? But there's a thing with, like, myself and Tony, we spoke to Mike McCullough, the former freeweight world champion. And Mike McCullough was saying, like, what we have in boxing now is, like, everybody when you're throwing shots is all hard shots. Not a lot of guys, like, throw little tapping shots just to get the range so they can let off their hard shots. And then here, it was like, both guys, they were, like, loading up a lot, right? Which could be detrimental, because, like, as the rounds go on, you're going to start to feel it. Like, you need to tap and, like, to feel out guys first, tap, head tap, body, then throwing the hard shots and it's coming out all.
We saw a brilliant display of that earlier from Arnie Dawson, who did exactly what you just described. He had him up against the ropes. His opponent, Ricky Leach, tap, 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 and then boom. Bang. Goodness me, it was superb. But that is definitely not what we're seeing here, is it? These are stiff jabs going in from both men, and when they follow up, they're loading up with lots of ferocity and really difficult to separate the two. Tunde, how did you see the first round?
It was very even. It could have gone either way, but I think Tetley landed with a more notable straight left hands. But one thing I noticed is that Wells' left hand looked heavier than Tetley's. Tetley's looked a bit sharper, but
nice counter there from Tetley. They're both fairly similar, aren't they, in stature, similar. In build, and even in the way that they fight as well. So this is one of those, Spencer, that if you do have two fighters like this, and it's too early to speak this way, I appreciate. However, in these early stages, we are seeing two physically similar fighters, same physique, same style. These are the ones that can come down to something other than technique, tactics. It can be about heart, can't it, and mindset.
It can be, but if we look at it, the variation of punches thrown by both players is really, really good. But Josh Bell throws little sneaky hooks, and the sneaky hooks, what he throws in, they're hard. You just throw one that's there. This is going to be very intriguing, very intriguing.
Who's Josh Bell?
Sorry, Josh Bell. Well, sorry. Well, Elliot Well. Sorry, my apologies, Josh Bell.
These are the types of fights as well where the momentum can shift, and that's another fascinating aspect, isn't it? Where one fighter can be really dominant in one round and then they wilt a bit, and the other fighter can come on stronger. Equally matched in that regard so far, as you'd expect, just 2 rounds in, but only 8 rounds, but it's a significant enough time where it can shift in and out of your favour, so we'll see, but really evenly matched so far.
Yeah, that's the similarity of both of their styles. They are actually mirrors, and they're fighting just like mirrors. You couldn't really, you cut the head off of either one of them, and it's the same person.
Tit for tat, isn't it? It's like one goes, the other goes, and they're fairly even in the exchanges. We've got Elliot Whale and Darren Tetley here, top of the bill tonight from York Hall on FightZone TV.
Look at Tetley though at the moment. Tetley's looking to me more assertive, but as I say, Whale's punches seem to be heavier.
Yeah, Well looks like the stronger of the two.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what, this is a difficult one.
Very difficult
to separate.
The promoter said it was going to be a real barnstormer.
It certainly is. Elliot Whale, very experienced as an amateur, as was Darren Tetley. Whale in the maroon and grey shorts, fighting out of the red corner, and of course his adversary Darren Tetley in the green and white shorts, fighting out the blue corner.
How old is Whale? Elliot?
26.
26, okay.
Just caught the attention of the fans there, who really raised the level of their support, getting right into this one, and it is warming up, because at some stage, if this is to continue exactly like this, at some stage somebody's got to go for it, haven't they, and say, I've got to do that bit more to make sure I get the result here, and be willing to really throw caution to the wind and do what needs to be done to get the win. Still early doors, but from what we're seeing, it's going to be interesting who wants to take this one by the scruff of the neck, as we're seeing these, again, fairly equal exchanges in the replays here.
You know what I'd like to see with either men, because they are mirror images of each other, is someone to administer the double jab. It's like it's not. Everything's one hard shot. Somebody should just throw the double jab just to break up the momentum of the other opponent and work.
There has been a lot of headshots as well, hasn't there? There's not been a great deal of work to the body, has there?
No. The shots have been very, very hard.
They have. May have heard the ring walk song there from...
He's come out with a double jab. Well done to Will.
There we go, double jab backhand there. He must have been listening to Spencer.
Yeah, he must have heard me.
And again, double jab backhand. Good body shot.
Tetley's corner, urging him to be first.
Good shooting.
It was good work from him, and
this is beautiful.
Incorporated a body shot there as well.
Good,
we haven't seen a great deal of work to the body, but did see it there from Tetley, and it landed well, but Whale replied with some pretty crisp headshots. This is great work from both fighters. Neither willing to give an inch, Spencer.
You know what?
Good left hook and a left hook to the body by Elliot there. Finishing with a jab and a right hook to the body, off a jab.
They're both keen to finish the exchanges, aren't they? And if they ship a couple of shots, they're quick to reply. They don't want to rest on the laurels, do they? I mean,
this is beautiful matchmaking.
Really is.
This is beautiful matchmaking.
Elliot using that jab to great effect right now. And then that's a left hook, right hook by Elliot. May have sounded harder than what it actually was.
And in a fight like this, when it is seemingly to us, we don't know how everybody else has it. You may see it differently watching it home, and the people here in York Hall, and indeed the referee and the people ringside. But from what we're seeing here, it is a pretty close contest. The margins in these can be so fine that one big shot in a round can make the difference. Absolutely. Those, sometimes you get that big shot where it rocks the fighter's head back, and that is the one that gives you, just sways the round in your favour. That's how close it can be.
Oh, Tetley landed a good.
There's a great little sequence from Tetley there.
A good double jab by Elliot.
A minute to go in this, the third round. Another incredibly intriguing fight for the fans, and again, both fighters having success with almost identical shots. It's very unusual that you get fighters so similar.
Yeah, it is. It's very unusual that you get two southpaws going on.
Well, there you go. Unusual to get two southpaws going at it.
On the front foot.
Fact that, for the boxing historian, the knowledge Spencer Fearens, it's definite that it is unusual. You're quite right, and it is making for an absolute cracker.
Elliot showing his experience.
Something's got to give here, Tunde, hasn't it? Unless they're going to see out a draw, which presumably neither of them want.
I'm very impressed with
see how this one unfolds.
I feel Elliot is more smoother. I mean, there you just see a right hook, left hook by Elliot. His boxing seems to be more smoother than Tetley. And there you see.
It's not even that, Elliot's was more assertive.
Good left hook by Elliot to finish the round.
And that could be the difference, couldn't it? Shots like that at the end of exchanges can sway it in your favour. How are you seeing this one so far, Spencer, in terms of the preferred work, if that's even possible?
Well, you know what? It's not in the case of the preferred work. It's like the guy who's actually throwing the shots with the more snap on it, or the more dominance in that, and that's actually well. Tetley, to his credit, he's putting clusters together. When he gets the chance to, he puts clusters together, which are really neat and they're eye-catching, but they lack the thud of what Well's doing. When Well puts his shots together, you can hear the snap on it.
Yeah, you certainly can. Well, you may have heard the ring walk song for Darren Tetley. He dedicated that to his granddad Ernie. Apparently it was his favourite song. Says the big influences in his life for his granddad Ernie and Peter, and his wife's granddad Dave as well. Indeed, he won the WBO European title a day after his granddad Ernie's funeral, and said he went straight from the funeral to the weigh-in. So that's the dedication it takes at times when you're in sport and you want to succeed and you want to take every opportunity that comes your way. So here we are in round 4, scheduled for 8.
Very
so far,
contest right.
Neither fighter has really given an inch, and I think in terms of mentality, well matched as well, because nobody's taken a step back.
Ooh.
I don't foresee, and I might even regret saying this, but I don't foresee a stoppage in this one. You don't look at this fight and see stoppage material. Of course it can happen, but it does look like that we're set for some grueling rounds here.
A stoppage, it will come from Elliot, because although Tetley is coming, he's doing good work. I just feel the smoother work is being administered by Elliot here. He's jabbing well, he's throwing good body shots, and he's throwing his backhand, and so is Tetley. But I just feel the sharpness is coming from Elliot.
You know what? This is. I don't know who's looking after.
Good right counter there by Elliot.
But this is a big chance. He's only had 7 fights, and you're putting him in with a guy with this experience with
27 fights.
Yeah, exactly.
It is, but of course Elliot Whale did have a very, very, he comes to it.
Yeah, he did. Straight left hand there by Elliot. As I said, Spencer,
he's had good experience as an amateur. Trying to follow up there on Tetley and put him under pressure, but Tetley seems to have weathered the storm for now. Is Wales starting to take control of this one now? Imposing his authority over Darren Tetley as he steps forward now. Can Darren Tetley weather the storm here?
1-2 by Elliot.
Oh, he comes back with a hook of his own though, Tetley. Elliot Whale just steadies himself, steadies his feet, both men.
Oh, left hook to the body by Elliot.
Just stepping back, taking a breather, assessing one another as they
jab.
This trying to set up again. What a good sequence that was. Whale having the better of it. Tetley managed to come through. He tucks up tight. Just pushes him off.
Left hand. Good shooting. Left hook to the body by Elliot. Still piling on the pressure. Left hook to the body again by Elliot. And those body shots are paying dividends. Left hook to the head by Elliot. 1-2 by Elliot. 3.
Tetley is finding himself under a period of pressure here, but manages to stave that attack off with a couple of jabs. Whale has certainly started to up the tempo here in the closing stages, but Tetley firing back now to close out the round.
Great round.
Elliot Whale having the better of the exchanges in that one. Tetley certainly managed to rally and come back with a few of his own, but perhaps that was the round where Elliot Whale stepped it up and stamped his authority on it a little bit more. We've got Denzel Bentley who's joined us again now. What have you made of this one so far, Denz?
I think Elliot Whale starting to take over. At first it was a bit, you know...
And it's off. The referee has waved it off. Retired in the corner. He seems to have a problem with his eye, does Darren Tetley. So they're just assessing him in the corner now as the coaches make their way over. Seems to have been the doctor that came over to the corner and may have had the final say on that one. So the referee came over and waved his arms in the air. It was somewhat of a surprise to Elliot Whale, who was getting ready to come out for the next round, but obviously it was deemed that the eye injury was serious. The doctor is still in the corner. He's chatting now to Tetley's coach. Tetley did gesture towards his eye, pointing it out to his supporters in the crowd. A bit difficult to see whether it was his eye, but there's certainly been some sort of injury that's caused the referee to stop this one. Both fighters chatting in a great show of respect there, so I'm sure that we'll find out when we chat to them afterwards exactly what's happened. But Tetley raising Elliot Whale's arm in the air then. I mean, what a great contest that was, and closely contested, and sometimes it can come down to this where perhaps you would suspect there was an injury. It was a very fierce exchange where he took some huge blows in that round. As we're seeing here on the replay, he was up against the ropes and Elliot Whale was loading up, and during that time presumably an injury to Tetley, and suffice to say he's been pulled out of this one. The ref has called it out, and the doctor seems to be quite concerned about whatever that injury may be. But both fighters making their way to centre ring now, and for our official result announcement, let's go to our MC Vernon Ray.
So, ladies and gents, for the final time this evening, we do the results of our last contest. With the corner retiring their boxer at the end of round 4. So a TKO, your winner, and still unbeaten, Elliot Whale! Ladies and gents,
well, it's always a shame when we see a fight that was really building up, and we were really enjoying that one. It's a real shame for Tetley to have to retire on this show. But of course, first of all, what a night of boxing at York Hall.
Oh, definitely, man. I mean, TM14 put on good shows all the time. The away fighters are always up for it. They always come to, you know, try and nick a win somewhere. So they always make it entertaining a night. I mean, you could be here all day and have these fights where it's 40-36 all the way down the card, but these away fighters are here to cause upsets, and it was a good show tonight.
It certainly is. And Spencer Fearon's been joining us, boxing historian, of course. He'll be able to tell you the likes that have boxed him. In AJ and Fiore won their ABA titles. Lennox Lewis has boxed here. Joe Calzaghe. Everybody. What a night of boxing we've had here, Spencer. He's just going to have to hug someone.
No,
Sunday, what a night of boxing we've had.
It was such a superb night of boxing. Great prospects, you know, good fighters, and evenly matched contest. That was what
Certainly was. Speaking of which, we've got both fighters, Elliot Whale and Darren Tetley, ringside now with Ali Drew.
Yes, I've got both fighters here. Elliot, first of all, congratulations. Just talk us through that fight.
Listen, that was my toughest fight to date as a professional. You know what I mean? Stepping up with Darren Tetley, who's been there and done it. You know, he's was a WBO European champion, fought for a British title, great fighter. I knew that he had a good training camp. He was going to be fit and strong. So I'm just happy to get the fight done and can enjoy Christmas now.
Yeah, and Darren, do you want to talk us through? You retired on your stool.
Yeah, he caught me in the first round, and I think perforated my eardrum. I was a bit echoey, and then he caught me a beautiful backhand on the eye, and obviously I don't know what's happened. I'll have to have a look, but I felt it straight away, and the side of my face is numb. So, but I only jumped on the interview not to take it, just to tell my wife and the kids at home I'm all right, and I'll be home tonight hopefully on Blackpool Sunday, and then enjoy Christmas. But all credit to Elliot. I'm going to jump on him. All credit to him. I told him in the ring he's probably the most accurate, sharpest, and probably footing wise probably the hardest puncher I've been in with, to be fair. Very accurate on what he does, so I wish him all the best, and I want to let him enjoy his night. I just want to tell my wife and kids I'm all right. Well done, buddy.
Thanks, Darren. Yeah, and what a year you've had out for so long. You're back with 2 fights this year, 2 stoppages.
Yeah, big thanks to my manager Errol at BCB for getting me out twice in not even 8 months. You know what I mean? I've had a shit time since turning pro, and I've finally got a good team around me. I'm in a new gym, and everything's just flying. So hopefully now that performance there speaks for itself, and I get to have an opportunity to fight for a title or get on the big show, because I don't know why I get slept on so bad. To all these big promoters, just come sign boxing's best kept secret.
Well, it was a fantastic performance. Here's to a big 2024 for you.
Thank you, I'm looking forward to it. Big thanks to my sponsors, RMS, Grab and Skip and Grab Hire. Without them I wouldn't be able to make the move up to Shiny, Walsall.